Do not refrigerate these 10 foods. Find out why. While refrigeration is essential for preserving the freshness and safety of many foods, there are certain items that can actually suffer from being stored in the cold. In this video, we'll highlight 10 foods that should not be refrigerated and explain why keeping them at room temperature or in other storage conditions is best. By avoiding the refrigerator for these items, you can maintain their flavor, texture, and nutritional value. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more health-related videos. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are a staple ingredient in many dishes, but refrigerating them can alter their taste and texture. When tomatoes are exposed to cold temperatures, their cell structure breaks down, causing them to become mealy and lose their flavor. Additionally, refrigeration can inhibit the ripening process and cause tomatoes to lose their vibrant color. To keep tomatoes fresh and flavorful, store them at room temperature away from direct sunlight and use them within a few days of purchase. Potatoes. Potatoes are another food that should not be refrigerated due to their high starch content. When potatoes are exposed to cold temperatures, the starches convert to sugar, leading to a gritty texture and an unpleasant taste. Additionally, refrigeration can cause potatoes to develop dark spots and sprout more quickly. To prolong the shelf life of potatoes, store them in a cool, dark place such as a pantry or cellar away from onions, which can cause them to spoil more quickly. Onions are best stored in a cool, dry place with good air circulation, but refrigeration is not ideal. Cold temperatures can cause onions to become soft and moldy, especially if they're stored in a plastic bag or container. Additionally, refrigeration can cause onions to absorb moisture, leading to faster spoilage. To keep onions fresh, store them in a well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight and other produce. Avoid storing onions near potatoes, as they can release gases that cause each other to spoil more quickly. Garlic. Like onions, garlic is best stored in a cool, dry place with good air circulation. Refrigeration can cause garlic cloves to sprout and become rubbery, with a loss of flavor. Additionally, refrigeration can cause garlic to develop mold and spoil more quickly. To keep garlic fresh, store it in a breathable container such as a mesh bag or a paper bag in a cool, dark place away from moisture and sunlight. Avocados. While ripe avocados can be stored in the refrigerator to slow down the ripening process, unripe avocados should be kept at room temperature until they are ready to eat. Refrigerating unripe avocados can prevent them from ripening properly and may cause them to develop a hard texture and off flavors. Once ripe, avocados can be stored in the refrigerator for a few days to extend their shelf life. To ripen avocados more quickly, place them in a paper bag with a banana or apple, which releases ethylene gas that speeds up the ripening process. Bread. Storing bread in the refrigerator can cause it to dry out and become stale more quickly. The cold temperature of the refrigerator accelerates the retrogradation process, in which the starch molecules in bread crystallize, leading to a firm texture and loss of moisture. Instead of refrigerating bread, store it in a bread box or a cool, dark place such as a pantry. To keep bread fresh for longer, consider freezing it in a plastic bag and thawing slices as needed. Coffee. Refrigerating coffee beans or ground coffee can cause them to absorb moisture and odors from the refrigerator, leading to a loss of flavor and aroma. Additionally, condensation can form on the surface of cold coffee beans, causing them to spoil more quickly. Instead of refrigerating coffee, store it in an airtight container in a cool, dark place such as a pantry. For maximum freshness, purchase whole coffee beans and grind them as needed. Honey. Honey is a natural preservative with antimicrobial properties, so refrigerating it is unnecessary and can cause it to crystallize and become thick and grainy. Instead of refrigerating honey, store it in a cool, dry place such as a pantry or cupboard. If honey crystallizes, simply place the container in a bowl of warm water or microwave it in short bursts to liquefy it again. Avoid heating honey in the microwave for too long, as it can destroy its beneficial enzymes and antioxidants. Melons. While ripe melons can be stored in the refrigerator to prolong their shelf life, uncut melons are best kept at room temperature until they are ready to eat. Refrigerating uncut melons can cause them to lose flavor and develop a mealy texture. Once melons are cut, they should be stored in the refrigerator in an airtight container to prevent bacterial contamination and spoilage. To enjoy melons at their peak freshness, store them in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight until they are ripe. Basil and other herbs. Refrigerating fresh herbs such as basil can cause them to wilt and lose their flavor more quickly. Instead of refrigerating basil, trim the stems and place them in a glass of water like a bouquet of flowers, covering the leaves loosely with a plastic bag. Store the glass of basil on the countertop away from direct sunlight, changing the water every few days to keep the herbs fresh. Other delicate herbs such as cilantro, parsley, and mint can also be stored in the same way. Refrigerating certain foods can actually do more harm than good, causing them to lose flavor, texture, and nutritional value. By avoiding the refrigerator for items like tomatoes, potatoes, onions, garlic, avocados, bread, coffee, honey, melons, and fresh herbs, you can maintain their freshness and quality for longer. Instead, store these foods in cool, dry places with good air circulation to ensure optimal shelf life and flavor. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.